Sophia was a girl living in the village with her mother, Miranda. And then one day, her mother and the king fell in love. Upon their wedding, Sophia became the newest princess of Enchantia, and she has entirely no idea what it takes to be a princess. Not only does she have a new family, a new father, King Roland, brother, James, and sister, Amber, but she's also attending a new school that only royals attend. Sophia the First follows her adventures as she learns what it means to be royal while growing up in the process. Throughout this new lifestyle of hers, she's bestowed a special magic and is thrown into fantastic magical experiences. Hello everyone, my name's Ayla Bell, and you have no idea how much I wanted to sing the Sophia the First theme song. I actually had plans, guys, but there's the whole copyright thing as well as my singing not being at the level I quite want it to be at yet. I am taking lessons though. Anyway, enough about me, let's talk about the greatest Disney Channel show of all time. The greatest? Wait, let me think about that. Wizards of Waverly Place was super good. Kim Possible was great too. Oh, the Tangled series was fantastic. Yup, Sophia the First trumps all of that. Maybe just barely, but it does. And here's the funny thing about that. It's a preschool show. Yup, the pilot aired on Disney Channel in 2012, but the whole series was shown on Disney Junior from 2013 until the series ended in 2018. The biggest gimmick that Sophia the First had going for it initially was that it included Disney princesses. The Disney princesses. You know, Cinderella, Snow White, Belle, Mulan, Tiana, etc. I remember watching TV back then, and I distinctly recall the commercials trying to sell us on this show because, oh wow, the Disney princesses exist in this world as well. And I'm not gonna lie, that is a pretty good pull. I don't remember how into it I was back then, but for a long while I've been fascinated whenever Disney makes shows or movies that allow their previous movie or show characters to interact or exist in the same universe. That's why I jumped onto Kingdom Hearts, Once Upon a Time, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Descendants to a lesser degree, and Sophia the First. I was already an adult by the time Sophia the First aired, and honestly, the only pull was the Disney princess thing. I otherwise had no interest whatsoever. It's not because it was a preschool show, I just didn't like the art style of the characters. Even when I officially started to watch the show, and even throughout the entire viewing experience, I never loved the art style, at least of the characters. You could tell the style changed somewhat in later seasons, like the shading and coloring, there's a distinct change in there, but it was never my favorite. I just got used to it. And I'm a super visual person. If I don't like the way a show looks, I won't watch it. Yes, I'm not superficial when it comes to my media, so sue me. Sophia the First was just such a good story, and it had so many other great elements to it that I was able to overlook how it looked. The best visual thing I'll give to the show is its backgrounds. They are so pretty. I even saved one of the establishing shots as my desktop background once. I really think Sophia the First would have benefited from being a traditional 2D animated show. I also have a bias towards 2D, so, alas. Honestly, the art style of the characters is my biggest complaint for the show. Everything else is really good. The songs are fantastic. Similarly to Phineas and Ferb, there is a new song every episode. Special episodes have more than one song. Since the show has 109 episodes, there are a lot of songs. And to be honest, I can only count on one hand the songs I didn't like. My favorite songs are All You Need from season 1 and My Time from the Sophia the First / Elena of Avalor episode. More on that later. Most of the songs are honestly on par with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic songs. Speaking of which, if you're a fan of MLP, you'll love Sophia the First. I am mostly certain about that. And just like MLP, the characters in Sophia the First are all done very well. There are actual character arcs in this show, so characters do grow. Who they start out as in the beginning is different than who they become by the end of the story. My favorite characters are Sophia's sister Amber and Cedric the Sorcerer. Out of everyone, they have the most character development. I'm honestly so proud of both of them. Sophia the First also teaches a lot of relatable lessons, similarly to MLP. The difference being that the lessons learned, most of the time, aren't spelled out for you. They're learned in context. related to that, you care a lot about these characters and you want to see them grow, succeed, and learn from their mistakes. And yes, Sophia does have flaws, which I appreciate since it's so easy to make a cute little princess character from a preschool show just be perfect and learn lessons in a more shallow manner. Sophia might not be my favorite character, but I do appreciate who she is and what she goes through. Alongside the development of the show, it has lore and continuity. Sophia the First is mostly episodic, but it has plot-relevant episodes that if you miss them, you might not understand things that happen later on. I respect shows that aren't scared to change the status quo, and Sophia the First does that sometimes. I feel like I need to mention that the Disney princesses don't show up all the time. They only appear in special episodes, and they usually only appear one at a time. And as a bonus, most of them are played by their original voice actresses. So yeah, you know the show is good when they don't have to rely on their gimmick to keep the viewers invested. Like, it's always hype when a princess shows up, but it's not necessary to keep them around. Anyway, earlier I mentioned Elena of Avalor. That show is a spin-off of Sophia the First. You don't know this at first when watching Sophia the First, but Elena is super important to Sophia's story, and I think it's cool she has her own show to continue the happenings in the world of Sophia the First, even after Sophia ended. I haven't sat down to watch Elena of Avalor, but if it's done by the same people who've made Sophia, I have no doubt that it's good. Sophia the First is living proof that preschool shows/shows for small children can have a lot of effort put into them. It's so annoying hearing that it's okay that shows or movies are dumbed down or simple or just plain not good, all because it's for kids. Seriously, kids deserve good shows too. Don't give them bad quality stuff just because they'll accept it. My respect goes out to all preschool shows that are smart and well written, and I know quite a few of them exist. Maybe not to the same caliber as Sophia the First, but there's still some really good shows out there to show your children. I'm really happy I got to watch Sophia the First. Every episode was a joy to watch, and so I really, really recommend it. Again, especially if you like My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Another great thing is that it actually has a satisfying ending. Not all shows get that. Many shows just abruptly end. I'm glad that's not the case for Sophia. The characters, notably the children, Sophia included, actually age throughout the show. They don't age much, but they do age a reasonable amount, which adds to the satisfaction of the ending because you see just how far they've come. So, have you seen Sophia the First? Did you like it? If you haven't seen it, will you consider watching it? I personally watched it on Netflix, but I don't know if it's still there. If not, you'll probably be able to see it on Disney+. And I hope you have as much fun with it as I did. And that's all there is. There isn't any more.